We are back for another episode, LDP's podcast. Today, I'm here with
Julia.
I'm Jada.
Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, so today's episode is literally all about dating, first dates. So let's just dive right in. Okay, so for both of you guys, what is your ideal first date?
For it not to be awkward. Because, I went on one and it was kind of awkward a few years ago. And that, traumatized me from ever going on a date again.
No way.
Yeah. It was
One date. It was that bad?
It was pretty bad.
Just awkward.
Yeah, it was fine until the end. And I, really didn't go on a date after that.
Holy crap.
I mean, I think a good first date is when, they pick you up, they're really nice and respectful and chill, and they take you out somewhere and they pay for you. I've been on a first date that was horrible. I don't even know if I count as a first date. I went to the car with this kid. He started playing Juice WRLD and was dancing. Dancing to the Juice WRLD and singing along. And then he played Lil Nas Industry Baby, and I never want to talk to him again. Unfortunately, I did, but it was pretty scarring. Not gonna lie.
I think you have to have, a good vibe.
Yeah, good
If
vibes.
I can, chill and, be good and, cool with someone, I think it's, perfect.
Just don't sing on the first date.
Yeah, that's
to
a
me.
little weird.
Please.
So where would you rather go? Would you rather go get food, a movie, golf, I
think I love doing stuff that's, not, basic. So doing golf is fun.
Yeah, that's
going
cute.
to, the boardwalk.
on a first date?
Yeah,
I
that's
like
fun.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. But, don't pick me up and take me to, a parking lot and be like, oh, my God, we're chilling. No, we're not. I know what your plans are.
So summarize your ideal first date. Give me a recap of your perfect first date.
Yeah, what would
You
yours
pick
be?
me up, open the door for me. Actually, I mean, you could do that, but you don't have to, but it's nice. And then you could take me out to dinner, to, a place like Jada said,
Yeah.
too. But, don't just take me to your house. That's so
Honestly,
weird.
the opening doors thing, I just get in the car, super quick.
Well, I think it would be
I don't know.
cute.
I
They
wouldn't.
come to your door and they open it for
yeah,
you.
that's cute. But
No,
I mean,
even your front door. Hey, I'm here.
yeah,
Text
that's
me,
nice.
I'm here. Walk out awkwardly.
Okay. Do you kiss on the first date?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with you, Jada. So why do you say no?
Because for me, I feel like I need to get to know the person and be sure about them before
Right.
I do anything with them.
I mean, I only said yeah because usually before I'm going on a date with somebody, I've been talking to them for a little bit, so it's I already know the whatever. But I mean, I'm not gonna start making out. Maybe a kiss at the end. I don't know.
You see, that's when my awkward experience
Yeah.
happens. Yeah.
It was with the kiss.
Not with a kiss. It was yeah, it had to do with it a little bit actually.
This is a tough spot for a lot of guys. They'll take a girl out, they'll go on the date. They're anxious to begin with, but obviously they get out of their comfort zone. They go on the date, talk with the girl, whatever it may be. They do whatever. The date ends, and there's that awkward section. Do I
Yeah.
go for the handshake, the hug, the kiss?
The handshake?
Yeah, you're right.
No.
Not the handshake.
You don't-
see, and even after that one, I got one of these, the little.
Ugh. No.
Yeah, it was
That's
okay.
low value right there.
Yeah?
The side hug,
That's
low value. That.
Don't.
No.
Don't.
If you go to dap me up at the end of the date, just know I'm never talking to you again. What was that?
A dap up.
Yeah, you're
Has
and then I'm
somebody done that too?
no.
Oh.
I
gonna
think
say,
about that.
that's
She's
but
speaking
we're
from
scary.
her imagination,
I didn't-
basically.
I didn't think about that. Well, because at the end of the date, if you don't kiss me, I'm kind of are you a cuck bitch? Because it's what was your intention? You not gonna kiss me? Are we just friends now? Are we not gonna progress? Are we gonna go on a second date? It's kind of confusing.
But but it made you think.
It did make me think, but not in a good way. I wasn't wanting more. I was I want to leave and never speak to you again. It's weird. Unless the vibe was good, and then he just was being, unless he was being respectful. If the vibe was good, and he didn't kiss me because he was being respectful, but if I thought the vibe was weird at the end, then
What about you?
With
them not kissing you at the end.
I honestly as long as it was a good day, I think I'd be fine. I don't really think. I think it could take time. For me personally, I think it takes time.
I
Like
can
it
see
even
both sides.
it even takes time for me to like go out with someone. That's just how I am.
Yeah, that's how I am
Like,
too. I'm
she
not just
know-
gonna
like,
go on a
yeah.
date. Like
She
I
knows,
feel like that's
she'll
awkward.
be like, oh, like why don't you go out with that person? I'll be like, I need time to see, you know.
Feel them out and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I respect that. I think if it went really good and you're feeling bold, you could go in for the kiss. But I think you're always safe with the hug.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I feel like that's a good way to like end it. If
yeah,
you don't
of course. But don't dab up
I think
or
you're
side hug.
I think you're always safe with like a hug around the hips. I feel like that's
That's a good one.
I
Nah, like that's a good one. I
He's
mean, that,
giving people ideas. Take notes.
take notes because nobody really does that. Actually, they like hug you weirdly.
No,
You're
I-
like, what boys are these, Julia?
I
I'm
mean-
just saying.
I mean, in the beginning, though, like when you just first start talking, sometimes it is kind of hard to build conversation. But again,
Right.
I'll throw a tip again. Find similarities or differences and kind of have like maybe like a little friendly argument or a friendly.
An argument.
No.
No, like a conversation,
Yeah.
right?
More like a
Oh.
conversation, kind of like a friendly conversation.
Oh,
even-
like disagreeing. Like,
Yeah,
a little bit. Oh,
but
yeah.
but like in like a friendly way, you know what I mean? Like so, it's not really not politics. Do not bring that up
do not
first,
bring that up at all. Do not.
unless you're long term dating. Please don't bring
Don't
up
even
politics.
do that because your families can have different views, and if you bring it up in front of your families,
So
that's
you,
really
like-
awkward.
I've never.
I'm
Yeah,
like-
I definitely wouldn't bring up politics, especially like on that first FaceTime call. I think just
If you do that, I'm gonna hang up on you.
finding similarities, and then I always give this tip. How do you feel when guys talk to you and it feels like a questionnaire? What's your favorite color? What's this? What's that? What's this?
I don't think
You
it's
see,
that
I
bad.
think it depends on the question. Like, if
Yeah.
you're gonna ask me what's my favorite color and like, it's like continuous questions like that. Like,
I mean, I don't know if I'm filling out like a test, but like if you're like, what's your favorite color? And I'm like, oh, same for you. And then we have a conversation. Or like, my favorite thing is like, oh, what's your favorite TV show? And then we start talking
yeah,
about
like
the show.
I don't know. I could
I
feel
like
See,
that.
yeah, that's a good one. What's your favorite TV show?
I like that
Especially
question.
if you're like a big movie guy, show girl, whatever it may be. You ask the person the question, and then you could build a conversation off that question. Don't ask crappy questions that are hard to develop conversation off of. So asking what's your favorite color kind of
Yeah, you
stops
can't
at
really-
what's your
Yeah,
favorite
because
color.
then it's like, oh, you know, like I don't know.
My favorite
like
color is
pink.
blue. What's your favorite color?
And
Blue.
then it's like,
All
and
right.
that's it. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Like
What,
this-
what's your favorite show?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, just go ahead and answer.
One of my favorite shows is Breaking Bad.
Oh, I haven't
Yeah.
seen that yet. What's it about? You know what I mean? Like basic. It's very basic. And then you could say your favorite show. She'll ask you about your favorite show. Then you could talk about what do you watch? Netflix, Hulu. It doesn't matter. You know, you could just keep the conversation going for a while, and it's not going to get awkward.
One thing is like I've had people like when I tell them like something I've watched and they're like, ew, that's weird. Don't say that.
Yeah, because then I
Don't
could be
say
like,
that.
oh, what are you watching? And then
Yeah,
I'd be
what
like,
are
oh,
you
that's
watching?
weird.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Like, sorry that you think my taste is bad. Maybe yours is bad. Like,
And I'm sorry to go off topic, but going back, because I never got to give my opinion on this. As a man, you should never ask for exclusivity unless you're asking the person to be your girlfriend.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because you need to know that she could be keeping her options open, and you need to go into it with the mindset that she probably is
And
keeping
you
her
might scare
options
her
open.
away if you're like, oh, why are you talking to other people?
Yeah, and you might scare her away. So that's definitely not the move. Until you know she's interested in you, you know, she's shown high interest, then you could ask her to be your girlfriend. But asking for exclusivity, lame. I've done it before, and things never really tend to work.
I feel like you're setting yourself up though. You know, like when you're asking to be exclusive,
It's like-
not dating, but you want to talk to like just each other.
Yeah.
Like you're setting yourself up because you guys aren't dating, but like what happens if that one day you're talking to someone else, like one or the other, and then you're gonna be like, why are they talking to them? You know?
Yeah.
So then you're kind of like
And I also
putting
feel like-
yourself in that position.
I also feel like if you're saying like, oh, we should be like not talking to other people, then I'm like, why aren't you asking me out then if that's how you feel?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's valid. Do you think a man should cover the first date?
Yeah.
Why?
Actually, I think it's nice. I think it shows like,
I think it's respectful.
yeah, I think it's respectful.
And it shows your mother taught you right.
like if I've paid for like a lot of dates
Me
in
too.
my time. Like I
Me
don't
too.
mind it
Yeah.
at all. But like I feel like if you ask whoever asks to like go on the date, I feel like that.
Exactly. Whoever asks to go on the date, is paying for that date.
Yeah.
If she asked you out, she's paying for the date.
I'm just gonna say something. I personally would never ask a guy out. Like, I'm waiting for them to see how their interest is at. But I think it's out of respect that you pay for me. Also, I've been on dates with guys who've never paid for me one time, and I'm just like, that's just a little rude. Like, I don't mind paying, but then it gets to a point or splitting.
Splitting is sensible.
like,
paying for the other person as a girl, that's a little that's a little.
I wouldn't
over the top.
mind it. When I've had a boyfriend, I've taken him out on dates and I've paid for him, and I don't mind. I wouldn't mind doing that for him. But if it comes to a point where you don't even want to take me out one day for dinner, one day out of the month for dinner, and not pay, like, I'm gonna be a little questionable.
Yeah, understandable.
Another thing is, like, say you're doing multiple things in a day. I think if you pay for one thing, I'll pay for one thing. You know, like,
valid.
that's like splitting
lunches
it. So
or dinners.
It's not just on the one person.
Valid. Listen, I think that on the first date, I'm still gonna go with, as the dude, pay for the first date, especially if she seems interested in you. But going forward after the first date, you know, maybe the first 2 dates, when you let a girl get comfortable to constantly paying, when you get into that long-term relationship, she's going to think that you're always going to pay for her. And that's dangerous because that's happened to me multiple times before. I would go out with my girlfriend before we were actually dating, cover the tab, get her flowers, whatever. She knew that I was providing for her. And I'll tell you a quick story. We went out to like a pumpkin patch one night, and as a test, I brought money for myself. I didn't bring her money.
I always do
we
that.
were going
That's
and we were going with mutual friends. She had no money on her. She was inferring that I was going to cover, of course, because she saw me as somebody that was going to get walked on. That's not a position as a dude that you ever want to be in. You know, just getting looked at as a provider. So that's lame as hell.
I also feel like it depends on, like, your experience. You know, like.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I feel like if you're a girl who always gets paid for me, you'll think like that. I don't personally. I'm like big on like, okay, you'll pay for me a couple of times, but maybe one day I'll pay for you. And I think that goes with gifts as well. Like, if a girl expects the guy to spend way more money on her than like you spend on them, I don't agree with that. Like, I spent over thousands of dollars on one of my boyfriends, and like, you know, obviously he would buy me gifts as well.
Maybe not thousands for me, but I spent hundreds.
Because I had a lot of money coming in at one point, so I would drop like $600 on like Christmas. I mean, obviously he didn't get if he couldn't afford it, I'm not gonna expect him to pay the same amount just because I have a lot of money. You have to expect that too. If you make more money than your boyfriend or regardless, and you spend more than them, you shouldn't be like, wow, why didn't you get me that?
I love getting gifts for someone. You know, I feel like it's like a, you know, even like for Christmas is like a big thing to me, or like your birthday. So, I mean, I don't. Like, what I get you, I don't really
expect you to
give me the same. Expect you to give me exactly like or spend how much that I got you.
Yeah, but
like,
don't give me something for $5 and I spent like $100 on you. Then I'm gonna be a little confused.
Yeah, like I'll do like nice gestures for like people that I go out with, but when I see that I'm paying every time and it doesn't get reciprocated, red flag.
No, that would make you like.
I think I'd have a red flag too.
It's a turn off. Like, to me, it's attractive. Like, if I've paid 2 or 3 times, for the girl just to be like, no, like, I got it, and like actually like intend on covering it.
Yeah, and that's like a big thing for me too. That's a big thing for me too. Like, I want to show that like I love just seeing the reaction. Like, oh, this is what I got you.
Like I'll put in the effort too.
Like if I'm going out, and I get you something.
Like, a relationship's never gonna work if it's all on one person. It has to be 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50, or sometimes it's 20-80, but that's sometimes. It should always be 50-50.
Because it's not a matter of not having the money or having the money. It's
just doing something nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we start, I'm just going to say, I literally was on a date with a guy. He was really weird the first date. Like, he was dancing or whatever. But I was talking to this kid for 3 months. I don't know why. He was so weird. He would literally be like, good night. What did he call me?
I don't know.
Good night, water bottle. Good
water
night,
bottle?
Good night, California sushi roll. And I couldn't.
He went like this in the car.
No, that wasn't in the car. No, he was actually. He called me good night chicken tender with honey mustard. I gotta say this on the podcast because it's too funny. I literally.
Can I leave this in?
Yeah, you can. He would call me like. God. He would literally say to me like, "Oh yeah, like good night, like marshmallow." I don't like what.
That is the least masculine thing you could do. I have another question. You've been on 3 dates, all right? You don't know if you're exclusive to the person or not yet. You've hung out 3 times. You go out to a party. You see a guy. maybe more attractive, maybe a little taller, maybe a little bigger, whatever it may be.
Can I say things?
And
that
hold
are-
on, let me finish. And you're interested in him. Is it cheating if you get with the guy?
Okay, can I say something that like that's kind of
Are
not
you
appropriate?
talking? Is it you said like you're talking to another person?
You hung out three
Three
times.
times.
Oh, you hung out, but you're not dating.
Wait, can I say something that's like not age appropriate?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, if you're drunk, not saying that to get with somebody if you're drunk, but I'm saying that like I feel like people look more attractive at that point, but that doesn't mean you're gonna get with them. I've been drunk blackout, and I've never been like I'm gonna cheat on my boyfriend or I'm gonna hook up with another guy.
I don't
like that's not something that you could say.
blaming like like I drink too much.
I was
and
Hold on. Let me ask this question too. Is cheating when you're fully intoxicated, is that a valid reason to take somebody back?
No, never take back a cheater. I don't agree with that at all.
No, absolutely not.
No.
No, I agree.
Cheating is cheating.
Cheating is cheating. I don't care if you were throwing up on the floor and she came over and kissed you. No.
Your excuse to but here, like, if I were to say that and be like, oh, you know what? I got drunk too, and I was
twerking
I
on a guy.
cheated on you.
Sorry.
That's fine.
No.
They're gonna be like, no.
No.
So why do something that you wouldn't want done to
On
you?
the topic of cheating.
I agree.
On the topic of cheating, I think that emotional cheating is almost as worse as actually the act.
What does that mean?
what is
Emotional
that?
cheating is like when you're talking to other girls in a flirtatious way, you're relying on them for advice, advice.
So you believe that flirting is cheating?
No, yeah.
I really don't
Almost.
think you should be talking to like
Another girl in that way. When
it
you're together.
depends. It depends, okay? Because some girls have respect and some girls don't.
Yeah, it depends on the girl.
So if you have respect,
hmm
then
it depends on the girl, honestly.
like my best friend can like at the time could talk to my boyfriend like they used to, like they would go to my volleyball games. Like,
I mean,
I trust her. And like if you were to have friends that were girls that had respect, I probably wouldn't have a problem, but not all girls have
But if
respect.
I know
so-
that the girl is disrespectful and you're friends with her, I'm going to say something because I don't think it's okay. But emotional cheating too is like saying stuff like, oh, if I break up with my girlfriend, I want to be with you. Not saying that they did anything with them that's still cheating. And I still would take it the same way. Like emotional cheating is a real
shoulder to
thing.
cry on. Like,
Emotional
that's
cheating
weird.
is a real thing. And I think it's almost worse than
A
just
shoulder to
friendly.
cry
you
on.
shouldn't be in a
A
relationship.
shoulder to cry on is meat to ride on. Don't forget it.
You shouldn't be in a relationship.
Don't forget it.
If you have to have another girl like
if
that.
you have to talk to someone, because if you cannot if you cannot tell your girlfriend or boyfriend about how you feel and you can't talk to them yourself and you need someone else, then you shouldn't be in a
don't be like,
relationship.
oh my God, I need to talk to you because my mental health is an issue and I need to talk to you because my girlfriend doesn't understand.
That's what your friends are for.
Like, that's for your girlfriend, that's not for another girl. And if you can't talk to your girlfriend about it, talk to your boyfriend, talk to your guy friend.
So if your boyfriend, you say you have a guy best friend.
Still not
And hold
okay.
on, let me finish.
Never
Say you have a guy best friend, and I respect that.
I do have
Listen,
one,
let me
but-
finish. Say you have a guy best friend, and your boyfriend asks you, "I don't want you talking to him anymore out of respect for me." I think as a girl, you should say, "Okay, no problem. I'll stop talking to him."
I would.
Because
I agree, 'cause I've done
because
that.
if you really had nothing with that person, you should have no
You
problem
should have
cutting them
no
off.
problem cutting
I mean,
them off.
No problem.
Which I have done.
Yeah, I have also
I've
done
had
that.
to cut off people, and it's a little hard for
It's a
that
little
other
hard.
person to do it. And
I mean, I've had a guy best friend when I was dating someone, and he said he didn't really like him, so I cut him off completely. And he'd reach out to me and like talk to me, and I would respond, but I wouldn't be like hitting him up or whatever. And he said, "Oh, I don't know why like you're not talking to me anymore." I was like, "Oh, well, my boyfriend doesn't really like you, whatever." And he didn't understand, but like out of respect, it's just like I'm not gonna talk to you as much. Like for a whole year, like I just didn't talk to this kid, and he was obviously a little hurt because he didn't understand. But I mean, it's out of respect.
Valid. Yeah, I think that as a guy, if your girl asks you, why have you been hanging? Listen, if you're a guy,
I think hanging out is different too. If you're talking and then, but actually hanging out, that's different too. I don't really like I'm saying if you're hanging out with your guy best friends alone versus like
Alone,
talking. That's what I'm saying.
that's
If your boyfriend was
sus.
there, I mean that's different. But I'm saying like if you're texting your guy friend versus actually hanging out with them, that's different too.
I just see too many and I don't want to say the guy best friend because there's a difference between the guy best friend and then a guy friend. You know the difference. You know what I'm saying? The guy best friend is kind of like really just the pushover that you've had in the picture for a long time that you want nothing with. But the guy friend maybe is someone that's still kind of around. He'll pop his head in every once in a while. So guys know the difference. Guys know when you really
guy friends and guy best friends.
But you
different.
shouldn't have a guy best friend if he's
if
like,
hitting
you're
you
gonna
up,
tell
like,
him
saying
about
you're
your
cute.
relationship, you should not be friends with someone who's gonna be like, well, don't be with him.
Yeah, no.
Don't be with him.
No.
Does your mom have a guy best friend?
No, but
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, my mom did.
Let's let that settle it. Will you engage in intercourse before dating?
No. No. Only this is the only exception. If you think you're about a date. Like, let's say we're talking for like 3 months and then I'm like, and he's like saying, oh, like, I want to be with you. We're about to be together. Then that's acceptable. But only if it's over 3 months. That's under 3 months is a no. And only if you think that you're going to be dating. If you don't think you're going to be dating, then no.
I just think no at all. Like, no, period.
You know what's funny? It's the fact that I'm asking you guys, and it's so common to just like, as the girl, it's like you set the standard to when that event happens.
Well, maybe a guy doesn't want to do it.
Honestly,
But that's why I've been preaching to all my guys like you pick when that goes down, because if you're with
I
a
think it's about readiness.
it's all about
Yeah, I
readiness.
agree.
Like if a girl comes on to you and you're not ready, just literally be like, no, like I'm not trying to right now.
One thing about that
I'm
is
not
I
trying
would
to
never
right
do
now.
that
Yeah.
unless a guy's asking. I'm never gonna be like, wow, I want to right now.
I feel like you
no.
both have to be on the same page.
Yeah, and you have to know what the intentions are. You have to know what's going on. You can't I don't think to just do that and then no.
So it's a no. You won't
No,
link
not
with
really.
anyone prior to dating
Not
them.
really, because
No.
that's kind of gross to me.
Yeah, to me, I feel like it's more of like a respect
also-
thing for myself.
And also, like, I feel like
You
you
know?
won't enjoy. This sounds weird, but I feel like you will not enjoy it if it's not someone you're really, really interested in. I don't know if that's for other people.
I mean,
but that's
I don't
kinda
see
how
the point
feel
in doing
too.
it with someone
Unless
if
you're not comfortable,
interested in them.
Especially if you're not comfortable. Like, a lot of people aren't comfortable with just being like full on like naked in front of other people, unless you're like really like.
Yeah, so it all
yeah.
just depends on like readiness.
Yeah,
Listen, men, not just anybody could have it.
that's a fact for girls and
Yeah.
guys, because girls have the same standard as for guys too. Like, if you have like 30 bodies,
But then I just don't understand what the point is of
At
someone getting mad at you when
17.
you're not ready.
yeah.
Not like
Or
it
being
could be ready
pressured-
with anything.
Being pressured
like,
into it is a real thing, and it's really scary.
it could be like being ready with anything, like hooking up, doing
Yeah.
like other
Like, don't be
There's-
pressured,
you
because
shouldn't
there's a
be mad
lot
at
of
someone.
guys. There's a lot of guys who really, really pressure you, and it's really uncomfortable. I've been in situations
Anything
like that.
sexual, like being as sexually unpressured. This is the best way I could describe it. It will make the girl think more if you kind of show a lack of interest in the sexual department,
Yeah,
because
100%.
it'll make her think like, is he not into me like that? And then it'll make her want to come on to him
Well,
more.
it's not even just that. It's out of respect. Like, if you're asking me for these favors or stuff like that, I'm going to be turned off by you. And if you're pressuring me into it to the point where I'm so uncomfortable that I feel like saying no is going to be a problem, it's not okay. Because I've been in situations like that. There's guys who are like that who'll be like, are you sure? Are you sure? Like, let me just do it, or like just touch you in the places that's not
See,
okay.
like,
It's
that's
uncomfortable.
just fucking weird to me.
And I've been in situations like that.
What do you
and
mean?
it's
Are you
wrong.
sure? If I said like,
If I said no, it's no. And then you keep pressuring and keep asking you, it's uncomfortable. And some girls can't say no because they're so uncomfortable. Like, it's not okay.
I just rather say like I'm not ready. That, but for me, I don't think like I would do anything other than like kissing someone if I wasn't dating them. It's not. I don't think.
I respect that.
know I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah,
It's-
it's a personal
I
preference.
just think it just
Like,
depends
some
where
women, you
everything's
know,
going.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
all, like,
and it's also
on
how
you.
you're raised. It's also
Yeah.
how you're raised. You know, certain principles and morals you get raised with in relation to relationships. That's why a lot of people that haven't had, I guess you could say, like a solid upcoming through their parents, they don't really know. Like, they'll be attracted to somebody and then they'll just start.
Yeah, my mom has talked to me about things
See,
like
like,
this, and
that's
she
the-
told me, like, no, like, this is what it's like, and I'm happy she did. I mean, not that
I'm
I'm happy like
happy-
a little hoe, but I'm just saying, like, you
Yeah,
know?
my mom like instilled in me like,
Yeah.
do not be that girl. You
Yeah.
do not want to be that girl.
And you
where
don't want to have
someone-
a name for
like
yourself,
say you
'cause
want to
people
like
know.
if you're talking to someone, you don't want to be that girl like
They're
where
easy.
like say the guy's like, oh, you know, I'm like talking to this girl and be like, you don't want to. She's been
Yeah.
Facts.
she's
Listen.
been with
Yeah.
everyone,
This
and
is-
that's like my thing. You know,
That's-
I think you could talk to people. You could talk to as many people as you want through this, right? But it's all about hanging out with them, and if you
If
actually
you're with a new
make
guy
the move.
every day,
Yeah,
you're
if
with a
you're-
new guy
that's a
every
problem.
day.
That's. I feel like I have like standard for myself. I want to know, like, what is it that some boys like look in? You can have a girl that is like, I feel like perfect, and actually pause. No one's perfect, but who does the right things, and they're not like ran through by everyone, and then you can still choose someone who is.
Yeah, like I've been like honestly like
Because-
you could be
because-
a great
They're
girl,
easier, and I feel like
girl,
that's
and
the
then
problem.
and then you're with another girl who's not as great, and then I'm just sitting here like you could have had someone good, but now you're with somebody whose nudes have been everywhere.
But a lot
This
of
is not about anyone, by the way. I'm just
but
just
but a
saying.
lot of guys will accept like mediocrity in a girl out of desperation because they don't have a lot of options.
And
they
that's sad.
they can't really-
And that's sad.
they-
That's that's
they're scared to shoot their shot. They can't really pick and
That's
choose
a
who they
truth.
want.
That's
If you're in a breakup, this is one thing. If you break up with somebody and you're with another girl right away, you can't be alone. And I stand by that 100%. If you break up with somebody, you need time alone to rethink everything. If you're breaking up and with somebody else, you can't be alone.
I do believe that, like, you shouldn't. I don't think, like, for me personally, I don't think hooking up with the boy like a week after is gonna like make me get over the person.
No, I agree.
I think
100%.
you need to take time
You
for
need
yourself
time.
and like build like yourself before
I
you
agree.
get into another
100%.
relationship.
It just shows you can't be alone. You're not your own person if you're just right into another relationship. That's how I look at it.
I feel like we covered a lot.
I did see the snap score one. That one was kind of funny.
I don't agree. I think it was funny. I think
that
it was funny,
saying has
but-
stuck with me. She's got banged by a trillion.